So, you're working towards weight loss, but those scales aren't moving. You're just not losing any more weight. What's going on? Well, I'm here to tell you the truth about that, and it's going to be a hard lesson for you, but I'm going to help you through. Let's do this. So hey, I'm Master Trainer Peter, welcome to Weight Loss Workshop Episode 1, and today we're talking about the number one reason why you're probably not losing weight, even though you're dieting. So you might have an idea of it already, so place your bets now. I've already spoken about how weight loss works in various videos and posts and blogs and stuff like that, but let's break it down super simple again. If you take in less calories than you burn in a day, you lose weight, because that's a caloric deficit. No ifs, no buts. No coconuts or any other fruit that may hydrate you. Your macros obviously do matter for your general health and stuff, but if you're not in a caloric deficit, you are not going to lose weight. That's just how it is. So let's put ourselves in some hypothetical shoes. We have done our calorie calculations. We've calculated our total daily energy expenditure. We have figured out that we're going to try and burn around this many calories at rest, so therefore we need to eat a certain amount less. You started eating less, but those scales aren't moving. What is the reason for that? Why is that happening? Well, the hard truth that I mentioned at the start of this video, and the whole reason why I'm making the video, is because unless you're in a very specific medical circumstance, which is not common, you're not actually in caloric deficit. Since biomechanically we know that if you have less calories in than the amount you are burning, you will lose weight because you're in a caloric deficit, because your body is using excess reserves as a way of making up the energy expenditure that you need, so therefore you have less in your body and therefore you're losing weight. It stands to reason that if you're not in that process, then you're not actually in a caloric deficit. It just is the way that it is. But luckily not all is lost, because there are definitely ways around this that are pretty simple to do. The first, very simply, is to reduce your calories. And I know that sounds very simple and boring, but just reducing it by 100 to 200 calories a day, or just cutting out one snack a day, you should start to see those scales moving. The second is to add some additional exercise into your day. Since we need to burn more calories, it stands to reason that if you are eating at a set amount, if you increase the energy expenditure, you'll go into calorie deficit, okay? So pretty simple, just add some more exercises in maybe 10 to 15 minutes of walking or running or something like that. Or hell, you could just start doing incidental exercise more, which is where you're just moving around more during your day. I'm going to talk about that more thoroughly in the next episode though. You could also switch up the foods that you're eating. If you eat something more satiating or something that keeps you fuller for longer, it's going to cut down hunger cravings, which means that you're going to eat less during the day. And that can really help you cut those calories out of your plan. If you're concerned about what calories to swap out and any dietary specifics, as always, make sure that you go to someone who is actually qualified, so a dietitian or someone with nutrition training, like a doctor, or maybe a personal trainer who's got some nutrition training. So by making one or more of those changes, you're going to be able to put yourself back into a calorie deficit, and that's really that simple. You can either increase the amount of exercise you're doing, the amount of movement through your day, you can change the foods you're eating, or eat less. Something that changes the calorie calculation to make it so you are in a deficit is going to help you start losing weight again. And it's really that simple, and it's really that good. That's how we workshop our weight loss today. Now the method that you use, obviously that's up to you. I would recommend, if you're eating around 1,400 to 1,600 calories a day, to maybe increase the exercise that you're doing a little bit, because eating any less than that means you put yourself at risk of not getting enough nutrition, and therefore your body starts going into like a starvation mode sort of thing, which we definitely don't want to do. So this information, obviously, I want you to use it very sensibly. If you want to eat 1,000 calories a day, I wouldn't recommend it unless you are on a very specific health plan put in front of you by someone who is qualified, a qualified health professional. So summing it all up in general, if you're in a calorie deficit that you've calculated, but you're not actually losing weight, you're not actually in a calorie deficit, unfortunately, but it's very simple to make the changes to ensure that you are in that deficit and that you can start losing weight again. How good is that? So are you going to be putting this into your routine, or do you have any further questions for me? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, like, share and subscribe. If this has been very helpful to you, I'd really appreciate that. As always, thank you so much to my patrons like Rain, I Love Waffles, 1311 and Sick Hippie for the amazing support through Patreon. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks for your time today. I've been Master Trainer Peter, and I'll see you next time for another weight loss workshop.